In the world of forensics, some clues are deeply, deeply personal. I'm not just talking about fingerprints or DNA. I'm talking about the story left behind in a bite. Today, we're diving into the fascinating and, let's be honest, often controversial world of bite mark analysis.
All right, take a look at this. At first glance, it's a brutal injury, right? But to a forensic investigator, this is a message, a really detailed one. It's what's called a patterned injury, and it could be a roadmap that leads directly back to a suspect. So what secrets are really hidden in this dental fingerprint?
So, what exactly is a bite mark in the forensic sense? Well, it's way more than just a wound. It's any mark left by teeth, whether it's on skin, a piece of food, or even an object, that creates a distinct pattern. And that pattern, that's the key because it can carry the unique signature of someone's dental structure, making it unbelievably powerful evidence. So here's how we're going to break this all down. First, we'll talk about why bite marks are such a potent tool. Then, we're going to decode what all the different marks can tell us. After that, we'll run through the investigator's playbook for collecting this evidence. And finally, we'll look at the lasting impression these marks can leave on a whole case. So, what is it that makes this kind of evidence so incredibly powerful? Well, a bite mark isn't just proof that an assault happened. It can be a direct signature, sometimes capable of pointing right to an offender when every other lead has gone completely cold. The big idea here is this concept of a patterned injury. It just means the mark's shape is caused by a very specific object, in this case, human teeth. Think of it kind of like a tool mark, Just like a specific crowbar leaves its own unique scratches, a person's teeth can leave a distinct impression that hopefully can be matched. So where are investigators actually finding these things? Well, the most obvious place is on the victims of violent crimes. But they can also be found on a suspect, especially if the victim fought back and bit them trying to defend themselves. And the search doesn't stop there. Seriously, bite marks have been found on food left at a crime scene or even on things like chewed-up pencils, all of which can place a suspect right at the scene. Right. But here's the thing. Not all bite marks are created equal. Forensic experts have learned how to read them, and each type of mark can tell a completely different story about the crime, the victim, and, of course, the person who did it. First things first, you've got to figure out the agent. What or who made the mark? Most of the time, it's a human, an adult, or even a child, but it could also be an animal, like a dog. And investigators even have to think about mechanical sources, like dentures or, in some really strange cases, marks left by something like a saw blade. The bite itself can tell you a ton about the context of the crime. In sexual assault cases, for example, the bites are often inflicted slowly, very deliberately. They tend to have really well-defined marks from the front teeth, along with, with signs of suction. That kind of detail can help investigators piece together the dynamics of the attack. Now, finding a bite mark on a child, that is one of the most serious and disturbing things an investigator can come across. These marks might be from aggressive anger, or they could be sexually oriented. But honestly, it doesn't matter. The forensic community is unanimous on this. A bite mark on a child is a huge red flag, and it is treated as a sign of abuse until it is proven to be something else. It's not as common, but investigators also have to be on the lookout for self-inflicted bite marks. You might see these on the forearms of some children or on people with certain psychological or medical issues. Being able to tell these apart from an assault-related bite is absolutely critical to understanding the real story. Okay, so we've got a handle on what these marks are and what they can mean. But how in the world do you get this evidence from a crime scene all the way to a courtroom? It's a super meticulous process that demands total precision. Well, it all kicks off with some incredibly detailed documentation. A forensic odontologist, that's a dental expert who specializes in this stuff, records every single detail. Where is it on the body? What's the shape? The exact size? Even the color is noted because that can help guess when the injury happened. Is it a bruise? A cut? Every little thing matters. When it comes to actually collecting the evidence, it's like this perfectly choreographed three-step process. First, high-res photos. You got to capture the mark exactly as it is, both with and without a scale for measurement. Second, you carefully swab the area. Why? You're looking for saliva, which could have the perpetrator's DNA. And third, if the mark has any depth, you take a mold of it to preserve that 3D structure for comparison later. Okay, and this is really important. Collecting evidence from a victim is a totally different ballgame than collecting it from a suspect. For a victim, it's all about preserving that injury, and you have to do it fast. But for a suspect, you've got legal hoops to jump through. You're going to need a warrant or a court order or their consent. And the focus flips. It's not about the mark anymore. It's about the source, the suspect's teeth. That means detailed photos inside and outside their mouth and making molds of their teeth to compare. And all this hard work, brings us to the final analysis. Because when all these pieces of the puzzle are put together in just the right way, a bite mark can leave a lasting impression, one that can literally decide the outcome of a trial.
All right, let's do a quick recap of the big takeaways here. 1. Bite marks are patterned injuries that act like a kind of dental fingerprint. 2. Classifying them by who did it and why helps tell the story of the crime. 3. The collection process is incredibly detailed and has to be perfect. And finally, when it's done right, the analysis can create a powerful link between a suspect and a crime.
So, no doubt, bite mark evidence can be a game changer. But it leaves us with this one really critical question. Since skin isn't a perfect canvas, and every bite is different, how much of the final conclusion really just depends on the expert's personal interpretation? It's a reminder that in forensics, sometimes the evidence is only as good as the person who's reading the story told by the teeth.